has been going through so much with the recent pandemic, we connect far more deeply through our vulnerability and struggles than we do through our victories and success. Let me say that again. We connect far more deeply through our vulnerability and struggles than we do through our victories and success. Reaching out to others during my own moments of vulnerability lifted me up and helped me move through those first few days and with far more courage than I would have otherwise. So if you've been struggling, I encourage you to reach out to people in your world you know care about you. Confide how you're feeling. Enlist in support. Asking for help is never a sign of weakness. It's a sign of courage that shows you want to be stronger.
Yes, my people. And also write to us, and if you would like to show pictures of gifts that you have gotten for your kids or what you have gave to a stranger or to your family members would be great.
Acts of kindness, of love.
Yes. And that also will help other families of the world to be able to embrace maybe this year will be different. I remember on our last holiday show, I was expressing about family members that have given me Christmas gifts that I did not like at that time, but it's more to say that I didn't understand. It was things that I was needed. Maybe not to look at, they was looking at my family or my father or mother not able to get those things. It might have been in the back of their mind. You can't never get enough of socks. you can't get enough of underwear.
That is so true.
Yes. It might be a little less costly for you to get pairs of socks. Even though your kids might not understand it and dislike it, in future, just like I did, I learned to embrace it, and I does the same with my kids. But also is avenues of things that you can get that is educational to your kids. They can carry on all year next year in 2021. You can get books, you can get word games that's for toddlers to learn mathematical things. Since we are doing homeschooling, there are things and materials that you might lack of that has the opportunity to gather those things. And when your kid open the present up and say, why you give me a thing of pencils and paper? that means you finna have a lot of homework, even though you at home. So, it can be joyful and laughter and understanding communicated to your toddlers and your kids or teenagers, adults. Change the giving up. And one main giving that you can do is to give this year, then receive.
That's right. It is better to give than to receive. And this next game is called Elf Toss. And the supplies that's needed for this is plastic elves and holiday buckets. And how to play this game, players, they have 3 minutes to try and toss many plastic elves into a line of baskets, one 5 feet away, one 7 feet away, and one 10 feet away. So you need 3 baskets. And each player has to make the elves into each of the buckets in time to win. Oh, that sounds like a good game.
Yes. I got a game. That I have been seeing a trend of people doing. Like I always advocated through the show of change. If you embrace it, you can come out with new ideas.
Right.
Please, somebody find out a new idea that we can do with these live trees. That will be on the curve December the 26th, all the way to next year.
Right.
We might, some young man or young woman can find ideas to do new things or games to do with the waste.
Well, I know one thing they could do. They could probably shred it and compost it and make a little garden or something in the backyard. But life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. You would not be half the person you were today if everything you'd ever wanted had gone to plan. You might not choose your current circumstances, but they hold a silent invitation for you to grow into more of the person you have it within you to be. Adversity has a way of introducing us to aspects of our humanity, strengths, talents, and deeper dimensions of our own being that we couldn't access without them. So embrace those uncomfortable emotions for the opportunity they hold to learn and grow in new ways. And as I've always said before, Growth and comfort can't ride the same horse. Just because an experience is hard doesn't mean it's bad. Sometimes the very worst thing that can ever happen to us can turn out to be the very best thing. Trust yourself with that whatever happens, you'll handle it. Most people underestimate their capacity for life. They spin themselves as stories that if that happened, they couldn't handle it. Yet, as I found, all the time, when faced with a major life crisis or a significant adversity, people discover within themselves a far greater capacity for life than they'd imagined. We can never underestimate the strength of the human spirit. We may feel utterly crushed, but within us is a force that can rise again, even in the darkest times. Trusting yourself may not change your experiences in life, but it will change your experience of life. The more you trust that you've got this, the sooner you will actually win.
Yes, my people. And a lot of people is using it. Even we did in our times of life. Through our times of venture of being an entrepreneur, becoming a nonprofit, and being in many failures in our ways of going forward. And we thought at that time, which I locked up these emotions that happened, and I remember vividly like it was yesterday when we lost that adventure. But we also came up with another one. And so that's what Queen Wife is saying. When you have failure in front of you, don't let it beat you down. Embrace it. Share it, just like I did. And you can share it and get feedback. You don't know how much feedback you can get for people to motivate you to keep going. Because maybe you might not believe in yourself, but you might have didn't notice how many people believe in you.
Yes, that's right. In this last game tonight, I'm going to leave you guys with the North Pole Pop. This is what you need for this game is balloons and gloves. So I know the kids would definitely love this game. You set your alarm for 3 minutes. Each player have to pop 10 balloons using their hands with the gloves on before the time runs out.
Okay. That's a heck of a game.
Well, you know what? You're popping through with gloves on. Yeah. The kids would definitely love that.
Yes, and Google a lot of other games that is out here. Or just do anything to occupy your mind. An idle mind is dangerous. So keep that mind moving. And as I see on the media, a lot of youth is coming up with all kind of beautiful ideas that we are supporting.
Right.
We are supporting the new creativity of cookie making, ice cream. I have seen people taking old veterans' military uniforms, turning them into wreaths. And actually started a business with that. I say these things
very creative
to help bring out that creativity. If nobody else is telling you, that's our mission. Communicating, change, and closing the gap of communication. You are not alone in these times.
Not at all. And so once again, we can be reached at tcmissionspeaks@gmail.com. for all your questions, comments, inquiries. And I just wanted to point out to Jack in Akron, Ohio, Ralphie's dad, according to Wednesday's question, I asked the king what was Ralphie's dad's name. And he said, even though we said he might not have a name, he looked like his name was Bob. So I wanted to thank you for that email before we wrap things up. And once again, we will be back Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Thank you to everybody who are listening. And we'd like to say happy holidays. And we will speak once again Wednesday night. That's before Christmas. So stay tuned and you will definitely be very entertained on the couple of nights before Christmas.
Yes, the last show before Christmas is coming up. And within that, we will be excited to share some more tips, share some more creative things that you can do, and we will share that we will do a bonus show for that Friday of Christmas Day. For the people out there that love transitional changes and sharing us and following us and the ones that ain't.
Please keep us in your form of communications. Listen to us in your downtime, spare time, uptime. We are here for you. a Transitional Changes Mission podcast show. So on behalf of Transitional Changes Mission Incorporated and Transitional Changes Mission podcast show, we'd like to wish you a happy holidays. As always, this is your Queen Summers saying goodnight.
And your King Summers saying, share us, follow us, and love us.
Happy holidays.
Thank you for listening to my Mama and for Daddy podcast show.
Booyah!